Hello and welcome to another skill of the week. This time for fourth graders. We are going to be making our secret cities today, so you need to know and be reminded of how to make your foreshortened square and your foreshortened circle so that you can make your buildings. So I'm going to put the video down here and just reminding you this is the way to make the tops of your buildings look like they're three-dimensional. So one of the ways that we can do this is to make a dot on one side. Now, of course, I'm doing it with marker. You're going to be doing it with pencil. And I'm making my dots a little bit bigger because I want you to be able to see them. Okay? So we're going to make two wide dots. Okay? Now, here's my paper. I made mine kind of low because this building is going to be low. So you got to be thinking about your foreground, middle ground, and background. Okay? So then you put your finger in the center between your two dots. Okay, now a lot of people make the mistake of putting their dots way up above and way down below their finger. If you put them right above and right below, look at where the dots are, you're going to be able to make your foreshortened circle really easy. You're going to connect those dots. I'm sorry, did I say foreshortened circle? I meant foreshortened square. Okay, so look how my foreshortened square looks. It's a nice skinny diamond. That's what you want, because now we're going to make the top of our building and we're going to stack it onto another one, okay, so that we can make this neat building that we talked about last week. Okay, we're going to make our middle line straight down, okay, and it's going to be longer than our side lines, and they are going to also be vertical lines going straight down, and then connect those side lines with the middle line. Okay, just like so. All right, so there is my foreshortened cube, okay, making it look three-dimensional. My line over here is a little bit wiggly because I'm drawing upside down. So when we go to make our stacked cubes, which is going to be our building, what we do next is we're going to put two dots to the outside of the bottom of our box. So see that? We have just kind of, you could even stick a finger in between, okay? So that you have a dot beside each one. Then you're going to draw a line parallel to this line from that dot down to the middle. Parallel line, okay? This is going to be the top of your next stacked cube, and so we have to imagine that the back of it is going back here. So we're going to draw it as if it's going back. It's going behind this other cube. Okay, so see how it goes back? If I did a dotted line back here like we could see through this cube, we'd see that line go back and connect with that one. So that's the top of our next part of the building, and I'm just going to bring it down. I'm just going to make this one a short one. You never want to take it to the very bottom of the page because then it makes your building look flattened instead of three-dimensional. Okay, and we're just going to connect those. Okay, there's one of my stacked cubes. Now you can make these as tall as you want. Okay, and since you're going to be doing it in pencil, you could actually add a dome to this, or you could even add this neat like triangle thing or something like that. So I'm going to just show you how you could do that. You could put a dot up at the top and then just create like a prism up at the top. Okay, so that could be cool. You could even add like a flag, you know, at the top of your building. Okay, so it's up to you. And if you don't want to have these lines in there, like this could be a glass top or something. If you don't want to have these lines in there because you want to make this solid, just erase those lines once you're done. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to make the foreshortened circle. Okay, you start out very similarly to your foreshortened square. I'm going to make this one really tall. So I'm going to start up at the top and I'm going to make it narrow so I can start building a lot. Okay, so here I've got my dots. They're closer together, maybe 1.5 inches or so, something like that. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and, let's see, maybe I can scoot this up more so you can see it better. How's that? Okay, I'm going to put my finger in the center again. I'm going to put a dot down below and a dot right above. So see, again, I have that. It's going to look kind of like a diamond, but this time I'm not making it a diamond. I'm making it a foreshortened circle, which is going to be an oval. So I'm going to curve my line around, touching the dot. Okay, so see, have a nice foreshortened circle. And then the easy thing on this is bringing, sorry, I wish I could have a camera right on top, is bringing those two lines down. Okay, we're going to make a cylinder top, and then curving that around so that you have a cylinder for the top of your building. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing with this one that we did with this one. We're going to put a dot on each edge of the top of our building. So, or I mean the bottom of our building, sorry. Okay, so we're going to put a dot there that gives us our little starting point, and we're going to curve a line down, okay, to make it kind of parallel to our other curved line, and then we're going to curve back behind that one, okay? And then, again, straight lines down, okay? We can make this one a little longer, okay? And then we're going to curve around, okay? See that? And then dots again, and curve it back, okay? We can just keep stacking up our cylinders to make a nice big tower, okay? And curve the bottom. Notice that I'm not getting to the very bottom of my landscape because I want to have lots of different things in here. So I might put my horizon line, which is where the sky meets the ground, clear up here. So I'm going to draw that way up. I'm going to make this curvy, hilly landscape. All right. And then in here, I can make all the elements that we talked about last week to make my fantasy secret city, okay? And to make doors and windows, okay? Like on here, remember we talked about making doors that have parallel lines to our side walls, but then our door has to have a parallel line to the top and the bottom, okay? Sorry, I got this a little bit crooked, okay? And then we can do the same thing with windows. Okay, so if I wanted a window that went all the way across, I would want those to be parallel lines with my sidewalls. Okay, see that? Parallel lines with my sidewalls, and then these lines are parallel to the top and the bottom. Okay, and I can do that all throughout. I can make those walls of windows like you see in skyscrapers and things like that. And then in my cylinder kind of building, I could make round doors or round windows or whatever. You could make signs at the top of your building, like if I wanted a sign up here. Okay, just make sure that if you're making a sign, that you make it big enough that we can read whatever it is you write in there. And once you get done drawing everything that you want in your secret city, this is a city that you think is the coolest city that you could live in. It could have anything in it that you want, but you do need to have at least one foreshortened circle building, okay, stacked up, and you have to have at least one foreshortened square, cube building, okay, stacked or not. But if you don't have one that's stacked, then you need to have another one somewhere that is stacked, okay? So at least one of each of those that's stacked, and then you could add all kinds of other things. So like let's say in my city, I want to have floating islands, okay? So maybe I would put up in my sky, I kind of made my sky a little bit small for this, but maybe I have a floating island back up in the sky here, and I want to make it like the land is kind of got this funky, rocky stuff coming down. So I could add some stuff to it to create that feeling of dimension, okay? So I could have like things like that, or I could have some really, I could have a Pegasus or something flying through the sky. Okay, so let's see. Maybe I could put, he's in the distance, okay, he's far away, so that's why I'm making him so small. Your up close things, make sure you make those big. Okay, so here we're going to make a little Pegasus flying through the sky. He's going to be little. Okay, give him some wings. Okay, so my little Pegasus that's flying through the sky. Okay, maybe he's kicking up some clouds. Okay, and let's see, what other kinds of things could we put in the secret city that would be really cool to have? I could say, in my secret city, all of the stop signs are lollipops. Okay, so I could say, all right, well, I want winding roads that go in front and behind my buildings. Okay, this one's kind of winding around. Okay, there's a road, and maybe another road goes off this way. Okay, and then I have lollipop roads, or lollipop stop signs. Okay, whoops, sorry, I got off the page there. And maybe I have another one coming off this way. Okay, going down in front of this building. Okay, and I have a lollipop there. Now I would color that, to be whatever I want. Okay, and maybe this road kind of goes down and extends into there and goes off the road. But you could add lots of buildings, like I could do more of my foreshortened buildings back here because they're farther up in the page, so they're smaller. Remember, as we get back in space, remember your foreground, middle ground, background, they will get smaller. Okay, so this guy is probably not going to be too much bigger because I don't want him to be too close to these buildings here. Okay, so this is almost like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Okay, although it's not leaning too much, but that's kind of what the Leaning Tower of Pisa looks like, although we have little pillars and things like that. So I could make little pillars if I wanted to. I could say, here we go, I'm going to make some pillars on my building here. That would be interesting because I love Italy. So, love all that Roman architecture. And you have the benefit of using pencil, so you could make these as small as you need to. Okay, I've got a marker, so it makes it a little bit more difficult. Okay, so I have pillars for my building back in the back. That's my little ode to the Leaning Tower of Pisa, even though it's not leaning. Okay, you could do some more, like you could do some more stacked ooh, I brought that down a little bit too far. Don't let your middle line come down too far or it will look really weird and pointy. So I made a mistake with that one. Okay. Make it a little more shallow. I'm kind of hurrying this so that you guys can get to your drawing. Okay, so see, you could make another building in the back there. See how that dips down a little bit too much. You want them more like this, okay? Kind of like a really wide V, not a regular V, okay? And then you could add all kinds of things, like we had a little sign up there and I was talking about that. Just make sure you can read it, and you can use smaller markers when you go to trace your pencil lines in marker so that they stand out. Okay, so you can add all kinds of things to your secret city to make it unique to what you like and You can have whatever you want in it. It's your city. Thank you. We'll talk to you later.